Hey guys, another Hopper hot take this evening. The NATA, the AT Twitter world is absolutely going berserk this week. So coming off Philadelphia, great conference. I hope those of you who made the trip to Philadelphia enjoyed yourself, learned something, got to spend some great time. I did film a Hopper hot take from Philadelphia last week, so if you want to check that out, you can. It's in my channel here on YouTube. But coming out of the meeting, the board of directors for the National Athletic Trainers Association did, as I think most people probably expected, vote to raise the membership dues 20%, which means that for a certified member, their dues are going to go up $30 a year starting in 2023. So let's talk about this. Obviously, it's not going over real well. Remember, and I think this is something a lot of people have seen, they don't understand, okay? When you pay your membership dues every year, you pay $150 to the NATA. Now, you're saying, because like I said, I've seen this a bunch. Well, but I pay more than that. I pay like $230, $240. How is the NATA only taking 150 of that? What does that mean? Remember, your district dues and your state association dues also get paid directly to the NATA, who then funnels that money down to the appropriate district and state associations. All right. So it's $150. They went up 20%. That's $30. Well, here's the next thing I see. What does the NATA do for me? And I see this answer this question all the time, and it drives me absolutely bonkers. Because quite frankly, most people who ask that question, they don't care what the NATA does for them. Because you can sit here and tell them what they did over and over again, and they're going to ignore it. But, all right, it's time for a Hopper hot take. So here is tonight's Hopper hot take. What does the NATA do for me? I've got 30 things that the NATA has done for athletic trainers. Let's start with number one. The Illinois Practice Act was updated here in 2022. They just passed that. Well, that's the state that did that. Yeah, Jordan Anderson, who's the president of the Illinois Athletic Trainers Association, he and his team did a great job. But they will tell you how important the support is from the NATA. Alabama Practice Act, Kyle Southall can remind me. I don't remember exactly when their Practice Act was updated, but it's been recent, like in the last couple of years. Might have been in the last year. California continues to attempt gain regulation through licensure. Remember, California, the only state in the country without some form of regulation. The NATA has worked with the California Athletic Trainers Association. They've worked hard to try to get this done, and they continue to meet roadblocks, Arkansas has attempted to update their Practice Act. Again, if you want to see a hot take from that one, you can find that in my channel here, where I absolutely light in to a couple lobbyists from the Arkansas Physical Therapy Association about that one. Missouri Practice Act, again, Karen Fennell may be able to tell us, because I don't remember. I can't keep track of this stuff. Missouri did update their Practice Act recently, and it was the first time it'd been updated in a long time. Such a long time that the previous Practice Act was on a floppy disk. YPs may not even know what that is, or you students, I'm just saying. All right, moving on. The consensus document on the recommendations of care of the spine injured athlete. The NATA, along with some other organizations, put together the task force. They have a great video on YouTube. If you Google, if you search that, they have a great position statement, consensus statement, talking about improving healthcare in our athletes. Okay, moving on. Roundtable discussion on exertional heat illnesses in the secondary school athlete. This is actually a project I got to be a part of. I was very fortunate to be a part of in May of 2019, and then that took the remainder of 2019 and into 2020. Corey Stringer Institute, the National Athletic Trainers Association, the American College of Sports Medicine brought this group together. Again, I was fortunate to be on this group, and out of it came 3 different documents on heat illnesses in the secondary school athletes. Okay, Atlas Project, the Athletic Trainers Location and Services Project at the Corey Stringer Institute. Some of you may have heard this before about Larry Cooper and Rob Huggins, who put this together. And put this together. They've tracked this information. There are some journal articles that have come out since then about that. The Tufts Project, again, another Corey Stringer Institute project. The NATA has supported in previous years, talking about going into individual states and working with state legislatures and state stakeholders at the state association level, and healthcare providers, and so on and so forth. So that's a project that they've been able to improve high school health and safety. Okay, and the NATA has worked alongside Corey Stringer to get some of that done. The secondary school value model, that's something I use a lot. They've updated it in the last couple of years. I think it's a really important document. So I utilize the secondary school value model. You've heard me talk about that before, but there's also value models for all of the other settings as well. Armed forces, public safety, physician practice. Those documents are all on the NATA website. The program assessment and sports safety, the PASS project. Okay. NATA Foundation grants. Guys, you realize the NATA Foundation helps to fund a lot of research that goes into athletic training and goes into sports medicine and sports safety. All right, the NATA Foundation is critical to our operations and our daily practice. They help write the position statements. They help with the, something like the roundtable discussion. They help with those types of things. That research that informs our best practice. The Professional Development Center, your CEUs, there's lots of CEUs on there. Connecting 2 ATs. This is a great one I saw Kyle Southall mention. Connecting 2 ATs to learn a new skill, which resulted in an athletic trainer receiving a significant raise and some other additional rehab equipment. Okay. The Safe Sports School Award. A lot of people don't like this award. They have their own issues with it. I think it's a really important thing here at Bishop Lynch. We've been a safe sports school since 2015. I think it's important. I think it gives credence to our sports medicine program. I think that it gives us national recognition. You want to talk about not being recognized in the high school setting? You win a state championship, there's a banner for the baseball team, the football team, the whatever, right? We've got a banner from a few years ago when one of our girls was named the Texas Gatorade Basketball Player of the Year, right? That's recognition. Well, the Safe Sports School Award is recognition for us having developed a sports medicine program that provides great care for our kids. Sports Medicine Licensure Clarity Act. This is federal legislation that the NATA helped get passed through a few years ago. Capitol Hill Day, that's been put on hiatus due to COVID-19, but Capitol Hill Day, where athletic trainers go in and meet with their legislatures, right? Sports Medicine Legal Digest. So that's an online document. There's great stuff in there if you've never looked at it. The NATA Code of Ethics. Defining what is professional values in athletic training. And helping us to make sure that, you call yourself an athletic trainer, so I want to make sure that you practice at the highest level. I want to make sure that you practice appropriately so that you're representing me correctly and I'm representing you correctly. Okay, atyourownrisk.org. Okay, that's the public-facing document website that the NATA has put together for advocacy. NATA third-party reimbursement initiative. The play-informed sports and recreation through the pandemic sessions. The NATA teamed up with the American Academy of Pediatrics and I believe one other organization to put these together a few years ago at the height of COVID-19 that talked about how do you return to youth sports safely. Cannabis-related resources for the AT. Some documents I just saw on the NATA website today. Partnership for Go for Ellis, which not only helps put PRN athletic trainers at sporting events, but during COVID-19, the two organizations teamed up to get athletic trainers employed in hospital settings where necessary and where possible, so that athletic trainers continue to have a revenue source. And athletic trainers were able to demonstrate our value in midst of a pandemic. Sorry, I got my list over here off to the side of the camera. AT Cares, which is a great organization or a great program that's been put together by the NATA and its partners for taking care of each other and taking care of ourselves. Right? I was recipient of a phone call from Bubba Wilson in 2017 after we had a man collapse on our baseball field. Unfortunately, we saved the man's life. Okay, but that is a traumatic event. And AT Cares is there for you when you go through a traumatic event. Okay. The Business of Athletic Training webinar series, it's on the professional development website. The Inter-Association Recommendations on Strength Conditioning. How do we keep athletes safe at the college level in strength conditioning? This is a document, I believe, through the in association with the National Strength Conditioning Association on how to do that. Best practices in the implementation and structure of medical care for college athletes. Appropriate medical coverage of intercollegiate athletics. And last but not least, I have on here the Performing Arts Advocacy Brochure. We've moved into a lot of different settings, and athletic training and the NATA has tried to keep up and is working to keep up to provide resources for each of those settings. That's not always easy. So I know I just got long-winded. I talk really fast. I know this. All right. But people want to know what the NATA does for us. It's a $30 increase. I hate it just as much as everybody else does. I get it. Right. But I just gave you 30 things the NATA has done recently and not so recently to take care of us as athletic trainers. People want to know what the NATA does for us, and they don't go looking for it. So I just gave you 30 reasons. Hopefully you take something from that. So that's my thing. You know, it is what it is, as much as I hate that phrase here in COVID-19. But you know, dues are going up, and that's been decided. It's been a conversation for a while. So I don't think people should really be shocked by it. But, you know, people want to talk about what the NATA does or doesn't do. And so I just gave you 30 reasons. That's why it went up $30. That's not why it went up $30, but I'm giving you 30 reasons. So that is tonight's Hot or Hot Take. You guys in the South, stay cool. I think it's 100-something degrees here in Dallas still, but stay cool. Have a great night. Recharge this summer, and for those of you in school athletics, get ready to rock and roll because it's almost time to go again. Have a good night.